What's up, like Nostalgia? Dave here with the review of BABYMONSTER's second EP, We Go Up. This is BABYMONSTER's first project since almost a year when their first album, Drip, came out, the end of 2024. BABYMONSTER, as we know, is still very young, new girl group over at YG Entertainment, their first K-pop girl group to debut since Blackpink way back in 2016. Unsurprisingly, they've got a lot of attention. Their music has largely performed well. You can see really strong performance on YouTube with their videos and things like that. The group is undeniably popular, but I have largely struggled with the inconsistency of BABYMONSTER. They have songs I've really liked, such as Like That, the Charlie Puth penned song from last year. Fantastic. I've really appreciated the talent that's very clear from the constitution of this group, whether it's Ruka's rapping or Ion's really incredible, powerful vocals. It's a group that has potential, oozing out of them, but we have not had consistent direction, which is a, consistent criticism lately for YG. And I'm really happy that BABYMONSTER's second EP, We Go Up, is clearly their best and most consistent project yet. The title track, We Go Up, is one of the best BABYMONSTER songs straight up, and definitely their best song as rappers to date. I've always been impressed with what Ruka and Asa can do as rappers within a K-pop group, but they've been on a lot of really grating songs, which left me questioning the creative direction of this group. I think of stuff like Click Clack, Hot Sauce earlier this year, Woke Up in Tokyo. These are cringy versions of rapping in K-pop. And then you get something like We Go Up with this incredible beat, the way that bass drum stutters. The flows are awesome. It's like, this is what I've wanted the entire time. Please make more of this. And, right away with that song, air horn starting, right? And you hear that bass drum, you hear that guitar, Ruka jumping right in. The way she flows and glides on a beat like this, that's why I've always been a fan of hers, because you can just hear that charisma, in spades here. And Asa, she's able to pick up the pace a little bit. Like she's a faster rapper, right? And sometimes I felt like that's been kind of used as a crutch, but she also fits this beat really well. These are just hard flows, and the beats is a great match, for these flows. And you get a little bit of the Ion like early vocal range on full display here, but then we get a really great hook. I love the BABYMON, We Go Up, Up, Up. Like the way they do that fast, like a sped up group delivery of that sounds very good. And the production on the chorus keeps that chorus flowing. I love the drum stutter that you hear throughout this beat. Really reminds me of like a rap cipher or freestyle. It sounds awesome. And then verse 2, you have Ion rapping. I think she's okay at that. She's definitely such a powerful singer that the rapping just comes across as like bonus stuff from her, I guess. But then you get Chiquita rapping as well, something she very rarely does. And she's also going super hard. She's dropping in like an ad lib during her verse, and I was like, man, like again, this is what I've been asking for. This insert the Stephen A. Smith meme here. This is exactly what I've been waiting for. Like it just sounds good. And I think Farita and Rora, they also are able to carry the singing aspects of it, but it's clearly more of a hip hop forward song, and that's certainly in line with my taste. So I really enjoy it. I think the outro vocals sound really nice to end it. Music video also really, really amusing with how violent it is, right? With a sniper rifle and a katana MMA fight, a lot of stuff going on there. Then, the second track, and this is only a 4-track EP, of course, you have Psycho, where there's this more reserved energy to start it off until the instrumentation begins to pop. I love the way the bass drops, though. The string flourishes also, as they're present here, I think go quite far. The pre-chorus to me is a little thin. The chorus also is pretty thin, but I do like how the electro drums kind of keep that tempo at least a little bit. Overall, I think the chorus is pretty underwritten on this track. The second verse, though, you have Ruka and Asa, again, rapping really hard, riding the beat super well. I think this is a song that's a lot of disparate parts, doesn't really come together for me. The outro also has more of those underwritten elements, so not really super successful to me. But I did like the next track, Super Duba Love, definitely more of an improvement, despite being more laid back on the production side of things. I think the Super Duba Love part of the hook, like that lyric, is a bit thin, it's a bit weak. But then right after that, you have these ion vocals that really pop. And then with the second verse, you have this beat switch. I think some synths show up. And then you have these Ruka flows again that sound so great. And I think Asa here, maybe her speed doesn't quite match it as well. I love the way Ruka's gliding on this track too. And you hear Chiquita rapping again too. And then lastly, you have Wild, which is not a hip hop song, the first of these three that aren't. And on one hand, I'm like, where this come from sounds kind of out of place. And I can't help but hear this like country twang to the acoustic that you hear on this track. More of a throwback K-pop track, just straight up, not really in the contemporary YG style, that's for sure. I think vocally it's just fine. Ion's able to carry the chorus though, like she often does. I think the Ruka and Asa flows, again, they're rapping on this track too, they're good, but the beat isn't really there for them. It almost comes across as a bit glitchy to me, and definitely the most like copy paste, like inserted rap verse. When you hear hip hop in K-pop, sometimes it'll be like this, where like you have these rap verses is kind of tacked on because that's what the group does, not because it really makes sense for the song. I think that's kind of what it feels like with Wild. It's a bit more extraneous. Overall, though, I think the song's pretty nice tempo, and I'm happy with this project just because it's not like how Hot Sauce was, the loose single they dropped earlier in the summer, which had this old-timey throwback vibe to it that God, I just think the cadence of that track was not good. And I think the lyrics also were super cringy. I mentioned Click Clack, which is these horrible struggle bars, Drip and Forever, like some of their big, more traditional, like stadium, like bops. Like I think those songs are fine, but to me, it's always been something like Batter Up, but better is what I've always kind of wanted from them as rappers. And this album finally gave me that. That being said, my favorite track of Baby Monster remains like that. However, that's a song that was written by Charlie Puth and given to the group, and that's a song that I think just has like really great pop songwriting. I'm not sure if they've really ever come close to scratching what that song does well since, and maybe it's not fair to think of something that's such an outlier, with an outside collaborator like Puth. So still in on the group though, because I just can't help but notice how talented and strong they are vocally, So as we know, very young group still, and in their second year here, they're all only one of them is over 20 at this point, right? So there's a long road here. It's more about will the creative direction focus from YG, and who knows what the answer that is. I don't know. But let me know. What'd you think of Baby Monster's We Go Up? Are you into it? Are you a big fan? If you're not a big hip-hop and K-pop fan, unlike me, let me know how you felt as well. You might have a different take than me. Either way, let me know. And for more music reviews, more K-pop reviews, subscribe. And I'll see you next time.